So let's now have a look at how things are going down on the ground. Daniel Kenning has this report.
This is night time in Leeds. In addition to being the UK's fourth city, it is geographically significant. Vital to secure if coalition forces are to march on the rebel strongholds in the north. But resistance here is fierce. Despite the bombing, the rebel command structure remains dug in and has little trouble mustering support, particularly in the Muslim quarters of the city.
Well, these people are really being manipulated by the enemy with a lot of phony promises. A lot of them don't really know any different.
Confusion, fear, disillusionment. All these things our forces must overcome if they are to prevail here. Hearts and minds. As the aid workers struggle with the influx of wounded civilians, and water, electricity and food run low, this is far from an easy task. This was St. James, a children's hospital, now a makeshift field hospital housing thousands of wounded. Here the casualties mount up. This man lost his arms in an explosion. His son lost an eye.
We were in the kitchen, wife was in the front room. All I can say is thank God that Alex is alive.
Who fired the shell that did this?
I don't know.
Military and civilian doctors work day and night while the fighting goes on just half a mile away.
1 month ago, this was the administrative centre of a progressive, vibrant European city. Now, it is the front line in the war on terror. Its future? Well, that's in the hands of these opposing forces and God. This is Daniel Kenning, NWN, Leeds, Northern England.
As usual, we have our defense expert, Major David Cartel, with us today to give us the latest on the coalition's strategy and our progress in bringing this conflict to a successful conclusion. Major Cartel, let's start with Leeds. What's the situation there?
Well, Charlene, as you know, we've got the 82nd and 104th Infantry in there trying to secure a safe zone. Though they're still encountering tough resistance, I understand that overnight some forward divisions have managed to secure the main rail station and set up a small base of operations. This is a significant victory because now they'll be able to get supplies relatively quickly and safely right into the centre of the city. Now, this is the area where the enemy leaders are hiding out. Last night and this morning, smart missiles were used to target certain buildings. We know some casualties were registered, but we don't know if any key persons were eliminated. Another key battle is taking place further east, where artillery fire is still being exchanged over the River Humber. The British divisions up there are taking heavy bombardment. It seems the rebels are merely interested in keeping the waterway unsafe for shipping. Further along, the Royal Fusiliers are trying to gain control of the bridges at Goole. This would be an incredible breakthrough should it be achieved.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop you there, David, and we're going to go straight to Will Copper in Woolwich outside London with some information on why we might have lost Marcus's live report.
Am I on air? The day has come. If only you could see what I can see here. There has been some kind of attack on the British capital. I repeat, some 10 minutes ago, something was detonated in the centre of London, and I am surrounded by chaos. No one knows what has happened here and why. First, there was an intense heat. Everyone here is displaying burns. I have burns on my arms and my face. I was inside at the time. Who is responsible for this, I don't know. Nobody knows. But there was the heat, and then the hotel shook with the force of the blast. All the buildings around me are irreparably damaged, even though we are some 15 miles from ground zero. The city lies in ruins, and the world must know. The world must remember this day. The heat was so intense. As I look to the west, where the majestic London skyline used to rise, there's really only a wasteland. It's some 10 miles across, and only a few brick shells remaining. It's all gone. And the death toll must be, I don't know, it's got to be in the millions. I can't see how anyone really can have survived. Now, who is responsible for this? Who has done this? No one seems to know. But really, it doesn't matter now because I think this is going to be the end of it. There's something quite evil in the air. There's so many dead. And the smell, it's like we're ants under a magnifying glass in the sun. And we can smell ourselves burning. This is Will Copper. Goodbye.
So, the breaking news